I heard you mention Patrick Mahomes in comparison to Jokic. Let me just shift gears to the NFL for 1 second because the combine was going on. We were listening yesterday. Mike McDaniel was speaking. Chris Greer spoke today. I have a couple of NFL questions. First of all, I'll start with the Dolphins one. When Tua gets a huge extension, because I firmly believe he will, when he does, should Dolphins fans celebrate?
No, it's actually the lead of our show today. Not that exact topic of should Dolphins fans celebrate, but I think the Dolphins should let this year ride out and see what Tua's going to do just because of the injury concerns.
Yeah, but didn't he allay those concerns? Who started 17 games in the NFL besides Tua?
No, give him credit for that. And I did predict before the season that he was going to get through this season healthy. So I know that's a sensitive topic with Dolphins fans, but also what was the big game that they won as well? I'm just saying, when you're talking about $50 million a year for a quarterback, I need to see back-to-back really solid seasons. I would just wait, and I would not go out there and give him an extension this offseason.
Gil, but I understand what you're saying. I watched Buffalo game, both the Buffalo games. I watched the Ravens game. I watched both Chiefs games. I know what you're saying. But you have a guy that's top 5 in every quarterbacking category in the world.
But do you think he's a top 5 quarterback? I don't.
Yes.
He's top 10. He's top 10 guaranteed. 5,
I don't know.
Some ballers out there.
I don't know if he is. I think the earliest I think you could place him is probably 8, I would say. And I think like the farthest down you could go is he's probably in that 8 to 12 range. Like right now, you rather have Mahomes, you rather have Burrow, you rather have Josh Allen. I'd rather have C.J. Stroud.
Josh Allen. The guy's
come on. Josh Allen's he's a bet. Yeah, and he beat you in the final game of the season.
Well, that's up for debate.
Like I'm just
that's not a fact.
Lamar Jackson too. I'd rather have Lamar over Tua.
I got caught.
Yeah. But no, I'm just saying, like, that's the thing. We sometimes say, oh, this guy's a top 5 quarterback. You go through it, and it's not actually a top 5 quarterback.
Just because you beat somebody doesn't make them a better quarterback.
Okay, so right now, if all things are even, you could trade Josh Allen for Tua Tagovailoa straight up. You wouldn't do that?
I
absolutely would.
I'd have to give
You absolutely would.
I wouldn't pull the trigger on it. No, I would not pull the trigger on it immediately like it's a no-brainer.
Oh, come on.
No, I wouldn't. Look, I would love to see statistically Allen last season versus Tua.
And you know what Bill Belichick said for years? Stats are for losers.
Okay. Whatever.
And he does it with his legs too. But to your point, Zach, though, just say, so you say 8 to 12. Let's say 10. He's the 10th best quarterback in the world. You're going to get rid of him and try to find the next Joe Burrow, Michael Penix, or somebody like that. Like that's my hang up with this Tua conversation.
And that's the difficult part, because I think Tua's ceiling is just being a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. And this is not me trashing Tua. I like Tua. I'm a Tua fan. I want to see Tua do well. He's easy to root for. I just think he's a good quarterback. And now, as you know, good quarterbacks get paid great elite money. All I'm saying is that I just want to see it for another year before I'm giving him one of these 4 or 5 year deals with all these guaranteed money, where that if he gets hurt this year or if he regresses this year, then people are going to start to say, oh man, did the Dolphins panic a little bit early? I don't think, and that's a tricky part, because if you get him done now, then you save money down the road. But also, I don't know if it's a slam dunk where I need to give him that money now. So all I'm saying is just kick the can down the road another year and then wait and see. In all likelihood, you probably are going to give him an extension, and I do expect them to give him one this year. I'm just saying, if I'm Chris Greer, I would not give him one this offseason.
What about Dak? Who would you take right now, Dak or Tua?
Oh, geez. This is like, what disease would you rather have?
You're talking about one of the best statistical quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, and neither I'll ever trust to win a big game and win a Super Bowl. I would give the slight edge, and I mean the slightest of edge, to Dak, just because he's done it longer. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Done what longer? What has he done?
He had a good year this year.
And so did Tua.
Do you think Dak played better than Tua this year, or Tua played better than Dak?
I think Tua statistically was better than Dak.
Okay, that's fair.
What about Justin Fields?
Oh, I'd rather have Tua than Justin Fields.
Russell Wilson.
Tua.
Brett Favre in his prime.
Brett Favre. We'll get some good Wrangler jeans, too.
Get robbed.
Hey, he could fund some things. That's for sure. We just don't know where the money's coming from.
What is going to happen with Russell Wilson?
He's going to get released, and he's going to sign a cheap 1-year deal. I think his camp would love for him to wind up in either Atlanta or Pittsburgh. We'll see if that feeling, though, is mutual by the Steelers and the Falcons. Maybe the Raiders. Don't rule out the Raiders, too.
Yeah. I don't think Mike Tomlin's dealing with his stuff.
By the way, we're all out on Russell Wilson now, too. You do the interview with Brandon Marshall. You don't do the interview with the pivot guys. Come on.
Yeah, the hell with him.
We have a little past.
Valid point. Valid point.
Oh, you guys, you don't get along with Russell Wilson?
No, I called him.
Google Crowder, Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm. Man, right? Is it worse than what you said about Dak in the offseason?
So much worse.
It is.
This was a TMZ story. Like, this was just Google Crowder.
Solana's giving
Russell
me
Wilson.
stop what you're doing right now. Do not bring this up. I will do my homework. I just want to get it on the record. I have no clue what this beef is, so I do not want to be dragged into this.
Let's just say it's the least shocking thing in the world that he went on with Brandon Marshall and not Crowder.
Gotcha.
What about the Bears and Caleb Williams and Justin Fields? Like, what's going to happen there?
They're gonna take Caleb Williams number 1 overall, and then they'll trade Justin Fields, right? Atlanta, Pittsburgh, the Raiders. Even though Luke Getsy and Fields, I don't think that's a good relationship. Those are all possibilities. The thing that I'm curious about, DJ Moore, and Channing, you know this from a locker room perspective, DJ Moore has basically hitched his wagon to Justin Fields and says all these quarterbacks that are in the draft aren't better than Justin Fields. 2 years left in that DJ Moore contract. I wonder when an alpha like Caleb Williams comes into that locker room, if it gets off to a little bit of a rocky relationship, and maybe them taking Williams is the beginning of the end to DJ Moore's time in the Windy City.
They better give him some more money.
Yeah, right?
That solves everything. I've seen it 100 times. Disgruntled players, give him a 3-year extension.
But I'm saying, does Caleb Williams get a little bit sensitive here? Because he's basically saying Justin Fields is better than Caleb Williams. Now, it would behoove Caleb Williams to get along with DJ Moore because he's a great wide receiver, but I wonder if egos maybe get in the way there.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence or Tua?
Trevor.
Really?
Tua had a better season. Trevor Lawrence was one of the more disappointing storylines in football, but I still believe
Tua's
the
had a
ceiling
better
is higher
career.
for Trevor. Well, they both had one really good year. That was basically it.
And Trevor had Urban Meyer, too. You got to give him the pass.
Yeah, but they did a very poor job this past year.
I mean, push.
Trevor can play ball hard.
Here's a text. How many times has Josh Allen led the league in passing? What's his signature win? Beating Skylar Thompson and Kenny Pickett in the playoffs? Gelb sucks.
That's fine. You all know it, and I all know it, Dolphins fans. You'd rather have Josh Allen. Sorry, the truth hurts sometimes.
All right, Zach Gelb, CBS Sports Radio Network. We'll see you at Solana's wedding.
Yeah, there's no way I'm getting invited. I'm only getting invited to give a gift. So Solana, I only give $25 gifts to wedding, by the way.
Table 19. Here
you better invite Boomer and Gio then, Solana.
Now that's a big time gift, probably.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you
later, guys. Be well. Go Tua, baby. Come on, Dolphins.
Zach Gelb from the CBS Sports Radio Network. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more Hochman and Crowder.